Her name is Nancy Beetstra. She is she's a Marine veteran, Wounded Warrior Project outreach specialist. And I was told this morning, Nancy, that you are responsible for setting up these events for the Wounded Warriors, not just in New York City, but basically all over the country. So good morning to you.
Good morning. Morning. Thank you for having me on the show.
So is that true? Are you basically in charge of setting up all the Wounded Warrior events across the country?
Yeah, our office covers New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Philadelphia area, and I've been here for about 12 years setting up these events for these great Wounded Warriors.
So, Nancy, first of all, one day belated happy birthday. It was the Marine Corps birthday yesterday.
Yes.
So happy birthday to you. And I want to ask you this question. What is the Wounded Warrior Project? Who do they serve? And just give us an early primer on that.
Sure. We are a nonprofit organization that serves those post 9/11 veterans. Anyone who has sustains an in-service disability on or after September 11th, 2001. We're each be part of our alumni, what we call our alumni, our Wounded Warrior Project system. And it's no charge. I mean, we don't charge a dime for any of the events that we put on for them. These warriors and their families, they come on out, and because their donor dollars provide these great opportunities for these men and women because they deserve it.
And people can go to woundedwarriorproject.com or
woundedwarriorproject.org, and they can either sign up as an alumni, which is our Wounded Warriors, or a family support member, and because they can have family support members rate our programs as well.
There's always a hesitancy from people, especially a couple of years ago. You guys actually got screwed, to be honest. You did. I mean,
we did.
But not in a good way. They were saying stuff about your project and where the money was going. And I know you spent the last couple of years reviving your reputation. Now you guys are back on track.
They were all vindicated, by the way.
We were
all vindicated 100%.
Yeah.
Right. But it doesn't matter because, as you know, even if you're vindicated, once somebody hears something, they may not come back. So I was talking to one of the gentlemen this morning, and he said, look, about 75% of our money actually goes to the veterans.
Yes.
Is that true? Is that the accurate figure?
Yeah, well, you're sitting here right now. We have this whole block. We're setting it up. We're going to feed anywhere from 500 to 575 warriors and their families today. We have entertainment coming. We have the American Bombshells that are going to be here. John Starks is going to be stopping on by.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's why you won your Knicks shirt today for John Starks.
I did. He stops by every
Nice.
Veterans Day for us. I've been doing this for 10 years, and he is a huge supporter of us and always stops by to take pictures and speak to the guys and girls.
He's a good guy. He's actually a friend of Sid's, believe it or not.
Yeah, we love John. We do. Yeah. We love him. He's always coming on out.
He's a very happy guy, and he's a benevolent dude as well. So you say 575 Wounded Warriors today. Overall, how many Wounded Warriors involved in the Wounded Warrior Project? And for how many years has this been going on?
So
since 9/11, I know that.
We established ourselves back in 2003 at Walter Reed Hospital, passing out our backpack program, which is still one of our signature programs to this day, where we go bedside to these men and women that are coming off that battlefield and giving them that backpack filled with those comfort items. And thank the Lord that we're not doing it as often as we were when we first started, because the numbers have gone down. That's always a good thing. But now it's, how do we get them on their journey back to civilian life? How are we going to heal them? How are we bringing them home? Because they might be home, but they're never really home, are they? It's always following them on that journey, helping them integrate, getting a job, working with their mental health with families, just really driving home what can we do for you so you can be sustainable in civilian life.
Bernie and Sid here live at the Veterans Day Parade on the corner of 27th and 5th. Nancy Beetstra is our first guest, Marine veteran, Wounded Warrior Project outreach specialist. So you've got satellite offices, I guess, all over the country. You talked about you involved in the Northeast, but I think your actual headquarters is now down in Jacksonville, Florida. Is that right?
Jacksonville, Florida, yes.
And why would that be the case? Why did you guys end up in Jacksonville? I'm just curious.
You know, back in 2003 when our founder kicked this off, that's where he called home, believe it or not. I don't really know the true story on why Jacksonville, Florida was always called home, but that's where he called home.
Nancy Beetstra, of course, Marine Corps veteran. and tell us what Veterans Day means to you personally.
It's I'm staring at this paper in front of me. This is what Veterans Day means to me, is that our country has not forgotten about these men and women that have served so brightly for our freedom. That's what it means to me. And,
speaking of the front page of the Daily News, Keeper of the Flame, and that flame is down at Madison Square Park. The president's going to be at that flame. I believe he's going to relight it or something like that this morning. He'll be in that. But Nancy, listen, you're a great spokesperson for Wounded
thank
Warrior
you.
Project. And we thank you very much for your service. Again,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday. We wish you well today and appreciate you coming on in a big way. Thank you, Nancy
Thank
Beetstra.
you so much, guys.
Thank you,
gentlemen.
Nancy. Nancy Beetstra, as Bernie just said, Marine veteran. Yesterday, the Marine Corps celebrating their birthday. Wounded Warrior Project outreach specialist.